What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Sarita will be in here. She's down in Florida right now. Got there kind of late last night, so it's going to be a few minutes, but she will be in here. Um, just got a message from her, said she has to grab her headphones real quick, but she is down in Florida right now, so she has shown dedication by even being on here today. So she's going to be live in 5 from Florida. So while she's doing that, want to go ahead and do our ad read for our sponsors. Shout out to TNS Bartending Services for your next event, whether it be a wedding, birthday party, whatever kind of gathering it is where you're allowed to have alcoholic beverages. Get a hold of TNS Bartending. Some of the best people that I've met. I've done multiple weddings with them. Some of the best people I met. Great service. The drinks taste great. So go check out TNS Bartending Services. They have a Facebook business page. Go check them out on there. Reach out to them. Ask them about their packages and stuff like that. TNS Bartending Services. And our other sponsor, Connect Coworks. This is where this Friday show that I am doing with Sarita Lawrence, we will be doing it at Connect Coworks once we get everything set up with that and we figure out a space there that we are going to do it in. We are going to be doing it at Connect Coworks every Friday. But Sarita is in here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her in straight from Florida. What's up, Sarita? Can you hear me? I don't know if she can hear me. There we go. There we go. Can you hear me? Oh, snap. Working out some kinks. Please be graceful. We're working out some kinks because
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what's going on, Sarita? What's going on this morning? What are you drinking, first of all?
I'm drinking Dunkin'.
Oh, why'd you say it like it's not your first choice?
I'm a Starbucks girl.
That's why. That's why. What's
caramel latte?
Caramel latte. Yeah, it's pretty basic.
Yeah, sorry.
That's pretty basic. Ain't gonna lie. I know a problem that a lot of people have.
Anybody this morning?
Oh, okay. You like your coffee more like sugary, or do you like the actual taste of the coffee beans?
It depends what I'm drinking. If it's from Dunkin', just like give me sugar.
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking the Pete's dark roast.
Oh, you got it fancy.
There.
Yeah, it's the whole this bean. Morning.
Yeah, we got one of the coffee bean grinders now, so I can put the whole beans on there. Yeah, grind them things up fresh. A fresh cup of coffee.
Wait, but where do you buy your grounds from, or your coffee beans from?
I think I got this at Meyer. Meyer has a huge selection of coffee.
Oh, okay, so not that fancy. It's just Meyer.
Yeah, it's just Meyer. It ain't nothing like. I didn't go to like no exotic coffee outlet or nothing like that. No, I'm not opposed. So you're in Florida right now?
I'm in Florida right now. Yeah, we got.
What are you doing in Florida?
My niece is getting married. So we got a bunch of family coming in from all over Puerto Rico, just everywhere to celebrate. And so you were at my other sister. You were at my sister's wedding. So you know that was like kind of like.
Yeah.
This is going to be like.
Yeah, you guys be getting live.
when the Latin music
was drunk as hell.
Crazy.
You was so faded.
Oh, I was like, pretty bad. Yeah.
But hey, if you're gonna do it with anybody, it's always the funnest when you do it with your family, though.
Absolutely, 100%. I can't wait. So today we're just chilling. We got here at like midnight, which the weather there in Ohio was nuts. Before we left, there was so much turbulence. You
guys flew?
Yeah, we flew, and then so our plane boarded around 8. It was probably like 8:30, and they were like, "All right, so everybody needs to in their way that they say it. Basically, we need to hurry up, get on this plane, and take off, or else we're not going to be able. Your flight's going to be delayed because of the weather. So, like, let's
As,
go.
yeah. As soon as they would have said that, I'd been like, yeah, I'm not getting on there. If
Well,
it's a question.
Dez was just, oh my gosh, dude was scared. He was like,
Yeah.
trying to. I couldn't tell if he was going to cry or throw up, but we got through it.
Has he flown before?
He's flown so many times. He used to go to North Carolina with my mom every summer. He's flown so many times, but I think just the weather and then the turbulence was pretty bad for like the first 5 or 10 minutes. That kind of got to him a little bit, but we're all right.
Yeah, that would have messed me up. And especially all that stuff coming out about Boeing now, about them having so many problems with their planes and stuff.
What?
Yeah. See, if you would see, you got to start keeping up on this stuff before you just take off in these death traps.
You know what? If like we pray about it, we take off. Like when it's my time, it's my time. It's gonna happen regardless.
See, I believe in God and everything, but sometimes I got to take control. I gotta take control. But yeah, there's been a bunch of stuff coming out about Boeing, like they're failing so many of their safety inspections, and their ex-employees coming out about them saying like they would transfer them to different places in the plant if they tried to ask questions about why things were a certain way. And they just had one take off and like oil was spilling out the bottom of it, and then they had another one take off and the landing wheel fell off the plane, and they just had to land one last night.
Wait, but who's Boeing? Like, what airlines use that?
I'm pretty sure most airlines use the Boeing company airplanes. I know there are like one or two that have their own manufacturing. I don't remember which ones it is, but I think it's like American Airlines, Delta, or United Airlines, Delta, and some other ones, but they all use like the Boeing 757. I want to say it is. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm Googling Allegiant Air right now. That's what we
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if they use them or not, but just all that stuff coming out just really shows like they don't be doing enough if you got all these people in there at that high altitude.
Dang.
One little thing goes wrong. Was they in there? Was they one
as of February 12th this year? Yes.
See, dang. Man, you got to keep up on real world events. You're just getting in these death traps and taking off.
Listen, you know what? God got me.
I hope. I hope. If nothing else, God got you.
So what's up? What are you up to?
Nothing. About to go over to Connect Coworks at 3:00 and check out.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. I wish I could join you.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish, but like, you know, kind of glad to be here too.
Right. Yeah. I bet. Well, there was a tornado in Indian Lake last night. Did you see that?
That's what I heard. Well, Bryson called. I'm like right in TSA, and he's like, "Call me ASAP." And I'm like, "Dang, something happened." Like March is just not our month. And so I call him, and he's like, "There's a tornado warning." And I'm like, "Oh, you'll be fine."
Bro, I don't know how you're able. See, you can't watch a movie like Wrong Turn, but you're willing to take off an airplane with tornadoes on the ground. Like,
I didn't even consider it, actually. It was not going to be watched.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, so you guys took off right before the tornadoes touched down then. So
yeah. And I heard there was like destruction. Like it wasn't just kind of this little, I heard it was bad.
Yeah, like people were it collapsed some buildings and people got stuck in the buildings and stuff.
What?
And like it was causing explosions from hitting power lines and all kinds of stuff.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, because usually when I think of them happening in Ohio, I think of like them little ones, not nothing like the ones in
just
Oklahoma,
like enough to like mess your roof up and stuff like that. Not like complete destruction.
Yeah,
these videos are crazy. But you know what?
They said this one. What?
Like these people that there's a tornado coming and they go outside to record it. Like you got to have guts, man. You have to have like just.
They said it collapsed some buildings and people were trapped inside. They said that there were some casualties, so some people did die.
No.
But I always thought, and this might be some white people stuff, but I always thought that it would be fun to go like chase tornadoes and film it. And then one day I was coming out of work, and are you there? Hello? Hello? I think Sarita froze up on me. 1 second, y'all. She is coming from Florida, so please be graceful. So why I try to get Sarita back online here? Yeah, it says her device is disconnected. Why I try to get Sarita back online here? Yeah, let me show you guys that tornado again. This was in Indian Lake last night. Said that some buildings did collapse with people in them, caused some casualties, did cause some explosions and stuff. So prayers out to those people in Indian Lake. I have never personally seen a tornado in person. I always thought that it would be pretty cool to go storm chasing and film a tornado like that and see a tornado in person. But I seen, like, I was leaving work one day and I seen what I thought was a tornado, and it's completely different when you see it in person as opposed to seeing it on TV. Like it made my heart sink down to my stomach. I was just like, nah. I was just like, yeah, because Mother Nature is just different, man. Like if you see a tornado on a TV screen, I bet that's completely different than seeing it in person. Because like I said, I thought it would always be cool to go storm chasing and see tornadoes in person. And then I seen something that I thought might be a tornado, and it scared the shit out of me. So I don't think that that'll ever be in the cards for me. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Sarita right now. She's down in Florida, guys. So just bear with us today. She's down in Florida. I mean, the fact that she had the commitment to still try to hop on here down there, I'm sure without even having her home Wi-Fi that she's used to, we might run into a few roadblocks here, but we're going to try to keep it. We're going to try to keep it pushing. It's just kind of hard right now because a lot of the topics that I had were specifically for her. There we go. There she is. There she is. All right. There we go. There we go. You had to switch over to the phone?
I did. The Wi-Fi signal in the Airbnb that we're at is a little trash.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, just turn your phone sideways.
Oh.
There you go.
Shoot. Gotta get me up here. All right, I'll just hold
it. Hey, it's dedication either way. You know, you're down in Florida. You didn't have to hop on today.
My coffee's about to be dual purpose, guys. There's my new pod this morning.
But so like I was saying, when you froze up, and I was sitting there talking to you for like 2 minutes before I realized that you were froze up.
My bad.
Because I didn't know if you were just sitting really still or if you lost connection. So like I was saying though, like I always, and it might be some white people stuff, like I always thought it would be cool to like go storm chasing with some professionals and like see a tornado in person. But I was leaving work one day and I don't know if it was like debris or clouds or something, but I seen like a big gust of it blow across the street and I thought it was a tornado. And like my heart sunk down to my stomach and I got so fucking scared. I've never drove home so fast in my life.
Yeah, no, I'm cool.
I just think it's probably one of them things that you see it on TV and it's like that would be cool to see, and then you actually see it in person. And it's like, nah, I ain't.
No, the simulation and Twister was like enough for me. Like I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm really cool.
Yeah, I heard they're coming out with a new Twister movie.
That was like one of my favorite movies, so I hope that that's true. I can't
complain too much about Marion because my whole life I've never seen a real tornado.
I don't think I've ever. If I did, it wasn't even like enough to even know that that's what that was. Because people have told me it's because we're like down in a valley, so it's real like hard for a tornado to form where Marion is at. Which makes sense because I've never, in my 31 years, I've never seen one here. Now, would you ever consider moving to a place like Oklahoma where they have like every time they have one, it's like a F5? Never. No, I'm cool. I'm really cool. And then like I think about it in a more practical sense. Like the homeowners
Yeah.
insurance in that area has got to be just like insane because
Right.
they're
Yeah.
constantly paying out to fix people's houses because
Yeah.
tornadoes are just always.
Yeah, that's true. So you got family down there in Florida, though, right?
Yeah, we're like one of
They
those
deal with
families.
hurricanes.
Yeah. And so my family that lives down here, they're military family, so they've lived everywhere. But they actually, they lived in North Carolina for like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
There were hurricanes there
Mm.
too.
Mm.
So they're no like no stranger to natural disaster.
Right. Right. So I gotta put my mom up here. She said, "So sad." I just sent you some pics of the aftermath. my
Oh,
mom, my mom is better at reporting on these things than 10 TV news.
so she's the person
Like,
like if there's something that comes on, your mom's gonna
yeah,
call you. Like when she
yeah,
calls,
like,
already know what's up.
yeah. I don't even have to turn on the news. I don't have to get on social media. If anything's going down, my mom's already messaging me, sending me pics of the whole incident, and I
Making
already
sure
know
you
what's
got
going
canned
on.
dog food in case, just in
All
case.
that, all that. She's the first one to know about it. All right, so Sarita, I seen you make a post the other day about Bryson for his birthday.
Yes.
Um, so how long have you guys been married, and how long have you been together?
We've been together for 13 years and we've been married for 10 years.
Okay, so you guys were together for 3 years before you got married,
Correct.
but you've
Correct.
been married for a decade,
A whole
mm,
decade.
a whole decade.
It's
So I wanted to
crazy.
go ahead and ask you because you made that post. What are the keys to a long-lasting happy marriage in your opinion?
Mm. I think the biggest one is like communication. Like I know I've talked about this before, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really, really big. And anybody who knows Bryson knows that he's like, unless you're talking about Ohio State football or something, he's a man of few
Yeah.
words. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there's not much that, but that's something that he's grown in. That's something that I've grown in. But just communication and connectedness, those two
Mm-hmm.
things, man. Like you got to figure out what it is in your relationship and your marriage that gives you those two things, and you'll be fine. Like there's nothing you cannot do
Right.
together if you have that connectedness.
So what would you say is some of the toughest challenges that you two have faced throughout your 10 years of marriage?
Ooh, damn, we're going deep.
I'm trying to help out the listeners because I know there are a lot of women that listen to this and they probably
um honestly, so I think one of the difficult things to navigate was probably at first, like Des, I had Des before Bryson came into the picture. So learning
right.
how, the dynamics of like blending families and
Mm,
co-parenting and those sorts of things, like that was difficult. But shout out to Bryson, shout out to Brendan. Like that relationship is like, it's just, yeah, they do a really good
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So that I definitely think that every relationship probably at some point, you're going to struggle with like delegation of responsibilities, like
Mm,
finances. Who's going to manage the finances? How is that
right.
going to look? Like what debt obligations do you come in with? What do I come in with? And figuring that out.
Yeah.
That was something because he was by himself just managing his own stuff, and then I was by
Yeah.
myself managing my own stuff. So that was like that, yeah. And then we run a business together, so that's difficult. Maybe I'm being too superficial. I'm not sure, but those are the things that come to mind this morning.
No, you're
When
fine.
you ask.
So you guys had 3 years to kind of figure it out and have that trial run before you got married to kind of get your
Yeah,
affairs in order and figure all that out.
yeah,
Um, so who would you say is the more organized and responsible one in the relationship?
100% me. 100% me.
Bryce is not. I don't think it. I really think it is the men. I think men a lot of times need that woman figure in their life to keep them in line and organized because we're a lot of times we're just all over the place.
Yeah, like, and again, like he wasn't used to having a kid, so that that kind of like changes things. The stakes are a little
Right.
bit higher. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's definitely strengths that he has, but that's not one of them. So identifying that in your relationship too.
Yeah. Well, I think you bringing a kid that you already had into that relationship, I think that helped him mature a lot too. Because I mean, look at him now; he works with a lot of kids with his business, as
Oh
far as like
yeah.
the mini beast program and all that.
So he actually, before we got together, he was training kids. Like that was
Mhm.
kind of one of the things where I was like, okay, I kind of like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So
But
he's good with kids. Okay.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, no, you're right. There's just a whole element of parenting that was
Hmm.
very new for him. So yeah, for sure.
So how did you and Bryson meet? Was it in school?
No, we met after a Blue Racer game at the OK Cafe.
Hey,
It's
shout
so
out.
embarrassing.
Oh no, no, that's cool.
um, yeah, we met there. I don't even remember
Hey,
who I
hold
was
on.
with.
Blue Racer, was that the old Marion Mayhem or?
So they were Marion Mayhem first,
Oh,
and
okay.
then they were the Blue Racers second. Well,
Gotcha.
after that, when like the ownership
Mhm.
changed or whatever. But we didn't have anything to do one night, so we just went. And
Bryce is on here.
is he watching?
Yeah,
Ew,
he's
this
on
is
here.
so cringe.
Hey,
He's laughing because he knows I don't want to tell the story. Anyway,
no, we gotta tell it now. Now we know it's juicy.
no, it's really not. I
People love other people's embarrassment, so you got to tell us now.
I'm so embarrassed. We were at this game. We were at the game, and I saw, you can't see like what anybody looks like, so you don't
Mm,
know like if they're cute or
right.
not. But I
Well,
just
so Bryson was playing then.
yeah, he was
He said you ain't telling the whole story.
because he knows.
Tell the whole story, Sarita.
I'm so embarrassed. Um, get off the live, Bryson. I All right, so it was during the game, and I just remember I like
Come
I
on
just
now.
thought that he had a nice butt. So
Mhm.
I
Goodness
didn't know what he
gracious.
looked like. I didn't know what he looked like.
Yeah.
The booty got me for
So
sure.
you're straight off the buttocks, the gluteus maximus.
I'm so embarrassed. Um I can't see the comments, so I hope other people aren't laughing at me.
No, it was well. I mean, Martin just said congratulations on your 10
Oh,
years.
okay. No, that's great. Thank you,
But
Martin.
just because they don't comment, don't mean they aren't laughing. Because I'm seeing some laughing face emojis on the Facebook.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm like sweating. So anyway, that night we went to the OK. Like I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, damn, he has a nice butt. So
Uh-huh.
we went to the OK. We didn't have anything else going on, and they ended up being there. And I
Right.
looked over. Somehow I must have saw his face, I guess, at some point, because I remember I was like standing at the bar and I looked over and he was standing there, and I like looked at. I think I was with Tay, and I looked at Tay and I was like equally mortified and
Yeah.
like a little excited. This is so embarrassing. I feel like I'm
It's
12.
not embarrassing. Look at the support coming through. Don't be embarrassed. You found love that lasts. We've all been young.
We definitely found love in a hopeless place.
And it's lasted for a decade.
Yeah. So anyway, the rest is history. Bryson Fags introduced
Mm,
us. And I remember, like I said, I don't remember how it was, but I think he tried to like say my name. Bryson Fags like said my name the way it's supposed to be said.
yeah.
And then Bryson like tried to repeat it. But I was kind of like, I don't know, I was weird that night. Like I wouldn't talk to him at all, and
Yeah.
completely ignored him. And then then somebody was taking pictures that night, and they surfaced on Facebook. So then I had to find him so I could tag him. And then after
Right.
that, we started talking, and
Oh, you had to find him so you could
I
tag
mean,
it.
his picture was out there. Like I had to tag him. I
Right.
couldn't just.
Yeah, just so he knew that it was floating around.
But I didn't talk to him all night.
Okay. So how'd that first date go? Like, okay, so
Uh,
after you initially met him that night, how did you guys end up getting in contact, and how did you end up like pursuing it? Like, this is something that we're interested in. He said you Facebook stalked him.
no, I did not. No, I did not.
I don't know, Sarita. That sound kind of iffy. You've already admitted
Okay.
that you picked him out of a crowd just based on his butt. So
That's hardly Facebook stalking.
I mean, come on now.
Bryson just wants everybody to think something. Um, I don't remember. I know that I don't remember like how the conversation went to go on the first date, but I know he took me to
Okay.
that frozen yogurt spot. What was that
Mm.
called? Over
Groovy
there.
spoon.
Yes, and I hate like yogurt. I don't, or not yogurt. I hate ice cream. Like I don't. That's not at all what I would have picked. But
Yeah,
he wanted to go there, and it was so cringe at the end
yeah,
because he
yeah.
used a coupon. He used a coupon. Yeah, I was like pretty much. I thought I was gonna be done after that. Like he used a coupon, but
What is going on, Bryson?
He was like, I was like, what were you
Ain't even
thinking
with
using?
you right now, bro.
I was like, what were you thinking using a coupon? And he was like, I thought you'd think like I was like responsible.
Oh my goodness, man. Hey, now
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with using a coupon.
Mm.
If anything, that showed you
I
the
mean, it was
maturity.
like $7 a piece. Like,
But hey, I mean, a frozen yogurt spot, Bryson, bro. He took you to like, what if you were lactose intolerant?
he was like, you didn't say
Like,
anything, and I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I know, but I don't like ice cream really, so I don't
yeah.
know what you were
Hey,
thinking.
he took you to the spoon and got groovy.
It was very, very cheap, but let this be a lesson, ladies.
He said she said yes to go. Could have said no. Yeah, she could have said
That's
no.
true. I
Hey,
could have said no.
well, you guys started working on that communication after that.
Yeah,
But that is
yeah.
hilarious though.
It was
That is hilarious.
apparent that communication.
And I mean, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. He could have
Yeah, I guess.
took you to a. So I ask you this: would you rather your first date be at Groovy Spoon and then eventually get married for 10 years, or would you rather go to a 5-star restaurant and you guys break up after a month?
That's very true. In
Yeah.
in in hindsight, like it's you know what I think that let me just say this and people might not agree, people will agree, but I think the problem is that for our generation, if you look back at every single cartoon, like every
Mhm.
single kids movie, whatever, they all of it is based around this fantasy that there's like some like damsel in distress and then some knight in shining armor comes to like rescue her and they go off and they live happily ever after, and this is so like grandiose kind of love story, so we're
Yeah.
raised on that shit, and then
Right.
real life
Right.
happens and we have this like subconscious idea of what love is supposed to look like and whatever, how it's all supposed to come to fruition, and none of that shit is really true. But
No.
if you just like, I don't know, something just told me like he's a good person, he's worth getting to know, and don't be too thrown off by the coupon and you'll be fine. And look, here we are. Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you said though, like people grow up watching those movies and those cartoons where it's like always this fairy tale perfect love story. And I think when people, and I mean, especially like the chick flicks that they have on Netflix, and then when people don't get that in real life, it's like they lose interest because they think it's supposed to be like a movie and it's just not realistic.
It's not realistic. And I just, you just have to trust that like
Mhm.
what you feel, what your gut tells you, pray about it if
Right.
you're the praying type. But I don't know, Bryson, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. He is. Martin said my guy was showing his money management skills. He sure was. He sure was. Oh, okay, okay. I thought I lost you again. Bryson said perks of being a blue racer. We got discounts and free shit all the time. Hey, if you got it, flaunt it. Hey, I think can you hear me? I think Sarita lost audio on me here. Hello? Hello? I think we lost Sarita on the audio tip. But yeah, if you got it, why not use it? I mean, I'm not going to pay full price for a Groovy Spoon. But that's just me. If I got a coupon, I'm going to use it. And if anything, that's flexing that maturity, you know. Dylan Coleman said, "I don't know what's going on." Dylan, if you were late in on the episode here, I asked Sarita to discuss her marriage with her husband, and I was asking her about her first date and everything, and she said that he took her to Groovy Spoon and used a coupon at the end of it. So that's what we were laughing about. If you got into this kind of late, Bryson said, "I also paid for hers. Use the coupon for mine." Can you hear me now, Sarita? I can't hear you though. Forgive us today. We're trying to work through it, y'all. She's down in Florida, out of her normal comfort zone here, so we're trying to work out the kinks. Here. Yeah, I still can't hear you. So while we wait for Sarita to get back, but yeah, I just wanted to ask her about her and her husband's relationship. Here she goes. Let's try this again. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
So Bryson said he paid for yours. He used the coupon for his.
I would say that
Let's
if
get
I
the
was
record straight here. Let's get the record straight here.
That's
he just wanted everybody to know that he used a real form of currency to pay for your yogurt that you didn't want.
I would say that if I was being talked about on Facebook Live too. So it's all good, B.
Yeah. Well, Angela said it's always the oblivious ones that are the ones worth pursuing in the long run.
Honestly, that's a good way to describe him. The oblivious one.
Oblivious. Dylan said, "Look at it this way: it's something that you look back on now and are laughing out of joy. Honestly, you say embarrassing, but as I watch, this looks like joy because you're smiling." Yeah.
You know what, Dylan. I really appreciate you saying that because it doesn't even feel like it's been 13 years. Like we talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like and that's what I'm saying. Like just because it doesn't look how you thought it was going to look, or there's not this like grandiose story. Like it doesn't mean that it's not what's meant for you and that it's not the right thing for you.
Right. Yeah. And see, you thought you were embarrassed, and if I figured out one thing on the Morning Brew podcast, we got a lot of people that are going to support you.
I guess I'm just embarrassed because I felt like I was like this high school kid, like excited because her like crush was at the dance. That's what's so embarrassing about it. I try to like be calm and cool, but I am human and I do get embarrassed very easily, actually. Right. Very easily.
And the Groovy Spoon isn't there anymore, is it?
No, I think it's is it
Mellow
that
mushroom?
Oh, I was thinking that G-Spot
that's what it is.
Is it G-Spot or is that wrong?
Yeah. No, that's right. That's right. I thought it was like a mellow mushroom at one point, but
it might have been a little food place afterwards, and then that moved in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Groovy Spoon probably went out of business because people kept coming in using coupons like Bryson was.
They didn't know. See, the Groovy Spoon should have took our story and marketed the shit out of it. If you bring your girl here, she will eventually marry you.
Yeah. Hey, a love story. That's what they should have done. Take pictures of people who come in there on their first date, post it on their wall, and say this is where their love story started.
I would have never allowed that. I would not have participated in that.
You and Bryson would still be on the wall in there.
Man. Because like people have asked, like, so where'd you guys meet? And like the OK Cafe, like, come on.
Yeah.
Love doesn't last in the OK Cafe.
Yeah, it does. You guys are living proof.
Oh man.
And I mean, a Marion, I mean, you ain't got much more,
Nah, not on a
If it ain't
Saturday
at the
night.
OK, then where's it at? The Frosty Mug, Dino's, I think the OK is an okay place to meet up
I
first.
think the OK is an okay place.
I think the OK is
That
an
might
okay.
be. You might need to charge for that.
I might got to charge for that. I might got to charge for that slogan. So you guys, what's the age gap? You guys didn't go to the same school or anything?
No, I didn't know who he was. Like I had no
Mm.
clue. 4-year age gap. So I think he was a senior at River Valley maybe when I was a freshman at Harding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys never crossed paths before you seen his butt at the Blue
That's
Racer
right.
game. Literally.
Stopped me dead in my tracks.
Dylan said my first date with my now wife was nothing super fancy, but it was definitely like that turning point in my life where I just knew something was different over the simplest things.
That's how it
Yeah.
really is. That's how it
Yeah.
is. I wonder
Me and
how long
Martin.
has Dylan been married? Let's see how long that has lasted.
How long have you been married, Dylan? Like I know his wife is from the Philippines because he was just on here talking about it the other day.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yes, I remember his comments from the other day. Wasn't
Yeah.
about his wife, but I do remember him.
Yeah. So like me and Martin was on here talking about yesterday. Like sometimes you just know in your heart when something's meant for you. Yeah.
Yep, you just know.
And I mean, sometimes all it takes is an arena football game and a nice pair of pants.
Yeah.
All right, so moving along. Any tips or tricks that you use as a mom to keep the family organized and on schedule? Now that we know you're the one responsible for doing that.
Tips or tricks? Let me just start off by saying that our flight was at 9:30 yesterday. I had to leave for Columbus at 6:30. Not a NAM bag was packed by 4:30. So I don't know about tips or tricks, but on keep the family organized, man.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
like do you like are you one of the moms that has like a calendar on the refrigerator that puts upcoming events or stuff like that?
Okay, so the calendar that we do have in the house is still on the month of January from 2023.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, y'all a little behind. Y'all are, that's more than a year.
It is. I didn't want to erase it because I had like all Charlie's prenatal appointments and stuff, and I won't let anybody touch it. But
right.
I keep everything in my phone. Honestly, I keep everything in my phone. We do have a family calendar because we all have iPhones. So there's like a sports calendar. There's like a bills calendar. There's a everything calendar. But it's all, if it's not on the that is that's my tip and my trick. If it's not on a calendar, it will get forgotten about.
So do you have like an in-place schedule for when the kids get home from school? Like, do they need to dedicate a certain amount of time to homework and then they can do extra activities? Or?
No, that has changed. My philosophy on that has changed a lot since the kids got older. So like Des, he lifts a few days a week in the morning with Bryson. Then he'll do track practice Monday through Thursday. Then they have both of them have baseball on the weekends. Like the schedule is too crazy. So, and now the kids don't even have a lot of homework. But what we will do is like, I'll pick up. All the kids kind of have like an idea of what needs to happen at this point. Like they're just conditioned. Right. So I don't have to say a lot, but we just make sure that before like everybody goes to bed, we try to check in like, hey, did you do this? Did you do this? What do we need to hurry up and get done before we go to bed? Because we don't have time in the morning. There's too many people. So checking in at the end of every day just to kind of make sure that the things are done. And if they're not done, we have a few minutes to take care of them before we go to bed.
Okay, then. Okay. So as far as, because I know this is a big thing with parents now, do you limit their screen time as far as like iPads, video games, anything like that?
No, but here's why. Like I
Okay.
just said, like we're not home a lot. If my kids are on a screen, it's very seldom. I'm serious, we are so freaking busy. But Bryce and I did recently have a conversation about Frankie on the tablet. Like
Okay.
I used to think that people were just anal about not letting their kids have too much screen time or whatever, but it makes him mean. Like he gets no, I'm like, I don't know. There's something that happens to his brain, and when he's on the
Yeah.
tablet for too long, he just turns into like just a demon.
Yeah.
So for him, I think we've definitely come to the agreement that it's not going to be an all evening thing for you. Sorry, we got to find something else to do. We need that
Yeah.
imagination.
Yeah. Bryson said seldom for the older two. Yeah. I was just wondering if you guys like took made a conscious effort to like get them outside and play like kids used to back in the day, or, you know.
Yeah, they want to.
Bryson said that Frankie boy be tripping over some Dino Dan, Dino Dan,
I'm telling you,
or
or
T Rex Ranch.
T-Rex Ranch. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious. Now the older two, like they don't have time to sit on the tablets, like or
Yeah.
the game or whatever. They don't. And if anybody has kids in travel baseball, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I would figure because you guys got them in a lot of extracurricular activities already. So
like they're doing tons, so
yeah.
they're good, and we love that. Like obviously we're in the city now, but at our old house, like I would find Micah outside in some rain boots and some underwear, messing with the chickens, like digging for I don't even know what. That's just
Yeah.
how he is, you know. Some kids are like that. Other kids we got to redirect.
Right. Yeah. 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 That makes sense then. But Dylan responded to what you asked. Said he was married for 2 years, dated for 3 years.
Man, that's awesome. Like marriage is it's just you're constantly learning, you're constantly being
Mhm.
stretched, so to be able to be together 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that's an
Mhm.
accomplishment.
Yeah. And to a lot of people, 2 years might not seem like a long time. But when you look at a lot of the failed marriages, 2 years is a long time to be with the same person trying to figure out everything, you know?
Yes, and having I also think too it's really important to have married friends when you are
Yeah.
married.
To give you some advice on how to handle
Yes.
situations.
Yes, 100%. Like my kids call her Nana. Like my parents, they've been
Mm.
together for 30 something years. My best friend's parents, they've been together for I think 40 something years. I don't know. But to have people like that in your life as well that can like relate to the struggle that you're in, but also like talk you through it. Like, girl, I've said so many things and they'll be like, girl, yes, that's how it's going to be. And I'm like,
Mhm.
really? Like, really?
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be? And they're like, yeah, that's marriage. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean there's gonna be ups and downs, and there's gonna be times where you guys absolutely hate each other, but it all depends on how you handle it and how you bounce back from it. It's
Yes.
not going to be perfect like we was talking about. It's not that fairy tale movie
No,
book
it's not.
thing, where you're just always getting along, you're always happy. Like there's
No.
gonna be some tough times.
Yes, 100%. I've never hated him, but I've been
Yeah.
very angry with him before.
We
And
won't
vice
use the
versa.
word hate.
Vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure like people like Dylan that are still in still in a what some would say an early marriage who are watching this can that's why I asked you some of these questions today so people could just take some of that advice that you've gained over the 10 years that you guys have been married and use that. Like you said, it's good to have friends that are married to help you
Oh
in your
yeah.
marriage.
You have to have married friends. You cannot have only single friends. And not that
Hmm.
like you don't not that they don't love you, not that they don't support you, but there are
Yeah.
definitely phases in your marriage together where you're going to need people who understand and can support you in the ways that they know how because they've experienced it.
Absolutely. Okay, so this next one, the views on this usually differ between the wife and the husband. The wife usually takes the more logical, passive aggressive approach in this situation, and the husband usually takes the more physical aggressive approach in this situation.
Okay?
So, how would you tell your kids to handle a bully if they ever had to
Mm.
deal with one?
Um, a bully, like it just. I think Bryce and I are pretty much on the same page, and he might even have a little bit more patience than I do. But like,
Yeah.
definitely use your words at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell him,
Yeah.
like, I'm not cool with that or whatever. Because we've had issues. Like, we've had issues. And not all of our kids have the same personality, so you got to take that into consideration too. But definitely, if you've told them once, you've told the teacher once, and it continues, then it's time to get active. That's just.
Why'd I know this was Bryce's response? He said, "We fighting now. Ask me questions later."
Stop it.
Man,
I feel like he
we
has
ain't
more
into.
patience than I do, though. I really do. I
That's
really
why
do.
Bryce is getting him in the power factory right there.
Man, big
we ain't
facts.
we ain't doing this for sports.
We've told Micah like many times because Micah is our like. See, it's interesting because Dez is not going to do a lot of talking. He's not going to do a lot of talking. So we've
Yeah.
had to like over the years. He was definitely fighting out, asking questions, but he's pulled back from that, and I think like
Yeah.
now too they're at an age where like boys the spectrum of growth is like extreme at their age. Like you got some kids who are
Yeah.
7 foot 13 and
Yeah.
6 feet tall, you know what I'm saying? Like
All them GMOs in the food nowadays, man. These kids
man
are built different.
but then Micah, like he's real quick with his words. He gonna slice you real quick with some real crazy stuff. And I'm like, Micah, you're a little dude and your mouth is like, you gotta be able to fight because this is gonna be some
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah. They be talking
Man, like,
crazy,
so
huh?
you gotta be realistic with your kids about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have those conversations, especially if they're the little dude, man. You gotta be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I had a feeling, and the way I feel about it is if my kid has been having to deal with bullying, especially if it's from the same kid over an extended period of time, and the people that look over these kids haven't done anything to handle it, then don't try to punish my kid when he finally retaliates.
Yeah, that's been like one of the because it gets really complicated when your kids go to school
Yeah.
because you're trying to do many things at once with them. You're trying to teach them to like stick up for themselves. You're trying to teach
Right.
them how to communicate through conflict. That is important. That's really important. But then you have to explain to them like, all right, now the school has a set of rules. If you get into a little issue,
Altercation.
yeah, a little altercation with somebody, so you might not get in trouble at home, but you may have to give up a recess at school. So just trying to like
Right.
work out, teaching the kids, here are your options. Here's what's going to happen when you utilize these options. What do you want to do? And it's kind of like that. Now
Yeah.
I try to let the kids deal with it at first, but I'm definitely one of those moms, and I know I'm certain that I've earned. When I walk into the school, they're like, "Oh shit, here she come,"
Damn. Lock the door.
You know what? But when it comes to your kids,
Yeah.
don't let it come to my kids. That's
Well, in a
like
situation like that, like, okay, I'm gonna put it in your hands to handle it the appropriate
handle it,
way or however you guys see fit. And if you
handle
fail to
it.
do that, then I have to step in. So
I mean, that's your job. Like that's your job
yeah,
as a parent. I'm gonna
yeah.
let what I'm saying. Like, just like you said, like
Mm-hmm.
I respect that there is a process, but
Mm-hmm.
when the process ain't processing,
It ain't
we gonna have
processed.
to we gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah. Dilla said 100% GMOs. Yeah, like I was on here the other day saying, man, I went to the boys' high school basketball game.
Isn't it nuts?
Those kids are built
They're
different.
huge. Listen,
Like
so
we
I
weren't
went
built like
to.
that.
We were not. I went to the first football practice I went to
Yeah.
this past year. So they were 12 and 13 at the time. Now most of them are 13.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was a 6 foot. There's a kid and he was on the basketball team too. He's like 6 feet
Yeah.
tall. He was like 13. What?
It's just insane. It was just insane to look at them out there. And I mean, some of them look like college athletes already. Like they're in their
Yeah.
junior year of college already.
Yes, and
I
I
mean,
mean,
back in the day, you always had those anomalies where you would have that one kid that was just like he was just a genetic freak.
right.
But now it's like it's all of them.
It's a lot of them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy.
So I just think that's crazy. But okay. So we'll go ahead and end the show. But I have one more topic for you before we leave, since it is the morning brew. Go ahead and name your top 3 breakfast cereals.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Are you a big cereal person?
No, I hate cereal, actually.
You hate cereal and frozen yogurt? Like, what do you like, Sarita?
It's just sugar. Like, it's not even good
So
for you.
what do you eat in the morning? Oatmeal.
Coffee.
You eat coffee? Yeah.
Caffeine, consume it. No. I almost always will do like eggs, some sort of egg, some sort of meat.
Okay.
That's really my go-to. But
Okay.
let me
So
just
like,
say, when I was pregnant with Des, I did really, really enjoy waffle crisp for whatever reason. I don't think you can even find that anymore.
okay.
What's
So
yours?
you don't even mess with the cereal for real. You do like eggs and bacon or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't even buy cereal for years, like until the
Oh,
kids just started like absolutely protesting.
yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I love cereal. Like I could eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I don't know, man.
Ew.
I know it is a lot of sugar, especially in the ones that I like.
It's not good for you.
Yeah, well, I know there are healthier choices, but it's just like,
Healthier.
man, it's just I got addicted as a kid, and it's hard to come off of it now. But like, Fruity Pebbles is number 1 for me.
Oh,
Fruity Pebbles, I love Fruity Pebbles, and I don't even know, like, because I think about it a lot. Like, if Fruity Pebbles didn't have all them colors in it, say it was just a black and white cereal, would it even taste so good, or is it like a mental thing that it tastes so good because it's got all them colors in it? I don't
it's
know.
got to be mental. It's got to be mental. Because
Probably.
that. Ugh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So Fruity Pebbles number 1, and then I'll go. Cinnamon Toast Crunch number 2.
Cinnamon toast. That's Micah's favorite. Yep.
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then number 3. Ah man, number 3 is I'll probably go Honey Nut Cheerios on number 3 just so I can seem kind of healthy about my cholesterol and stuff.
Really? I was pegging you for like an Apple Jacks kind of guy.
I used to like Apple Jacks, but it was never like one of my favorites. If I ever Like when I was a kid, if I went to the store and they'd let me pick out a box of cereal, it was always Fruity Pebbles. And I don't know if it was because they had the most attractive box because they use all the colors or what, but
Captain
I
Crunch.
don't know. Yeah. Captain Crunch was good. Now the Crunch Berries Captain Crunch was good. I will say that. I forgot all about that until you
Check the
just said
back
that.
front pocket.
Well, Angela just said one too. Reese's Puffs is good. She said Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops.
Hey, Bryson
Oh,
agrees with me
okay.
on the Fruity Pebbles.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you people?
Was you just repeating Fruit Loops because you couldn't think of what Fruit Loops was?
I didn't know what it was. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Toucan Sam?
Yeah. Sorry.
Bird? Come on.
It just, man, it's terrible for you
Yeah.
guys.
So I think this is in order of Bryson's: Fruity Pebbles, Frosted Flakes, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So 2 of his 3 are my top
That is
3, and then he
not
has Frosted
surprising.
Flakes.
That's, you know what? Let me just say that for like one of like, and he's getting old now, but I would have
Yeah.
pegged Bryson for like one of the most like just like truest, realest, like fittest. Like he's been like Iron Man since I've known him. Like if he's
Yeah,
down,
that
I'm
dude
like
is
shit. It must be
like
bad.
that
But
dude is like so mentally like zoned
I'm
in, which
telling
I
you,
mean he has to be, because if he's not, then he would be a hypocrite, because he's telling all these people that he trains to do this stuff, and if you ain't doing it yourself, then you kind of seem like a hypocrite. But
let me
yeah,
tell you
bro, he's
something. That dude will eat up some sugar. Like that is what he just said is not surprising to me at all.
yeah. I remember I was training with Bryson for a while, and
Yo,
I
what
didn't
happened to
even
you, dog?
know.
What happened to you, dog?
I know, man. Life started lifing. But
Man.
but like I didn't even know Bryson was following me on Twitter or nothing like that. So a lot of times when I would get on there to like talk about like food that I was eating that I wasn't supposed to be eating, that's where I would do it was Twitter because I thought that was a safe space. Bro, I got on Twitter and I said, I think I said that I was eating that gummy bears were undefeated or something like that. And Bryson hopped on there and he was like, "You ain't gonna get no gains."
Man,
I didn't even know this man was even following me on Twitter, man. He scoped me out.
Man, you know what? I'm glad Bryson got rid of Twitter. Because Twitter was like the it was like the uncut version of everybody.
Yeah, that was where your family wasn't following you and stuff, so you could get crazy.
You say whatever you wanted on Twitter.
Bryson said, "Cereal is a treat in our house. LOL. She buys one of those mini boxes. You know,
I told you, like, y'all got to share this little individual.
That's crazy. One of them little mini boxes got 3 Fruit Loops in it.
Everybody get a loop. Everybody.
You got a whole gallon of milk. You got a whole gallon of milk with 3 Fruit Loops, 3 individual Fruit Loops. That's crazy, man. Hey, you gotta let them live a little bit in there, man.
Man, them kids live. They love a little Debbie snack. Don't even. They get plenty of red dye.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't realize for the longest time how unhealthy cereal was because all your teachers growing up, all your parents growing up, like they always said breakfast. Yeah, they always said breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So I'm just assuming that what they're giving us for breakfast is the most important thing that I'm eating throughout the day.
Yep, that's another day, but just like the nutritional patterns of like the modern America is just it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah. Dylan said you giving out rations.
Man, I'm telling you, listen, it's like a soup kitchen in there. Everybody get a little pebble.
I think Bryson reminds me of one of the kids. Like he's like, "Mom, can we have cereal today?"
He bless him.
Bryson's a big kid. He's a big kid. I am too, though.
He really is. I mean, but you know, like most of us, really, it's in there. Like the kid in you is in there. And when it comes to sugar, that's definitely when you're gonna see Bryson turn up.
And that's one of those nostalgia things, like cereal. Like that's one of those nostalgia things. Like you get a certain comfort from cereal.
Like we'll go out to dinner and we'll have like, you know, like chicken, vegetables, whatever. Bryson gonna order the biggest triple chocolate lava melt, whatever. And I'm like, really? Like you really? He's like, really.
Hey, what you gotta think though, because I have a lot of the same mindsets that he has when it comes to that stuff. Because if I'm going to a super fancy restaurant, I don't do that a lot. So if I'm going to a super fancy restaurant, then I'm going to get my full, my full experience here.
Man, the fifth course, the third course, all of it. Yeah, he said he ready to turn up.
Because it'll probably be like once the whole year that I do that. So if I do it, I'm going to enjoy it.
That's right.
Dylan said, "I gotta appreciate the podcast. Take care. You too, Dylan. Appreciate
Dylan.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up, Sarita. I will get a hold of you and let you know about the Co-Works place after I go there today. But
I'm excited about that. Secure the bag tray.
Yeah. I appreciate you getting on though. Sarita came. If you guys want to know what dedication is, Sarita is down in Florida for a wedding right now. Took off during a tornado last night.
Yep.
And still managed. She didn't even get there till midnight. You said midnight, right?
Midnight with 4 kids. Bryson's at home.
Yeah. She didn't even get there till midnight with 4 kids, and she still made time to get on the Morning Brew this morning. So if y'all want to know dedication, it's right here. Make sure you guys go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Morning Brew podcast, and share this. If you guys watch on Facebook, make sure you share it while you're watching. Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, all that. And we will see you guys on Monday. Appreciate you.
We're out.